Hey everyone. So today is the day before the last day. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about how to move forward. Okay, so we'll get right into it. So I highly recommend after the cleanse, if you can begin each morning with some sort of living water. So lemon, lime, like you were doing. I think that's something easy that everyone can keep into their everyday life. Even if you're someone who travels a lot, you can find lemons and lime anywhere. I also have an ebook called Living Waters with a bunch of different recipes if you want some inspiration. Basically, you want the lemon and lime are really alkaline, so they have the most effect on the liver in the morning. But if you want to change it up, you can add any type of citrus, herbs, ginger, turmeric. You can infuse fruits in there even overnight. So you can play around with the recipes, but you don't want to just have a plain glass of water. If that's all you can have, fine. Then you have filtered water, at least 500 mLs when you wake up in the morning. But ideally, you're putting something living in there to revitalize the water that has been sitting in the pipes or in plastic. So you're just making it more living. Lemon and lime is easy and it's very effective. So that's why I usually recommend that. So you can just keep that really simple with that. So maybe that's something you can totally keep no matter what you do the rest of the day. The other thing is, I would say, like, try to have just one coffee a day. If you've been doing that during the challenge, some of you might have had no coffee and you might say, like, I want to bring it back because I like the ritual of it. Fine. Some people might say, I don't need it anymore. Great. So you can play with the herbal teas. But if you were someone who had, like, let's say more than one a day and you were able to get to one or less than what you were normally able to do, I would try to keep that during the cleanse, post cleanse. The other thing is breakfast. I would try to always start your morning with fruits. So even if you missed your old breakfast and you say, like, can I bring them back in? I would still try to look at your breakfast maybe in like two parts. Like part one is cleansing. So you're still introducing a lot of fruits. And then either you're eating fruit till lunch, depending on what level you were at, depending on like your lifestyle, but maybe, and not even every day, maybe most days or some days you're trying to do fruit till lunch. And then some days you might feel like you want to like a second breakfast. Maybe your routine was, for example, Sunday or Saturday pancakes or something like that. So can you still do that fruit to support detoxification daily and then have whatever else you were going to have for breakfast? So the best choices would be besides the fruit could be like chia seed puddings, can be gluten-free oats if that's something you're into. And then this is general uh, without me knowing like everyone's specific case, but I'm going to say in general, those are better options. Deal bread, sourdough bread, sprouted bread, maybe with like some avocado toast, maybe clean nut butters on there. You're doing gluten-free oatmeal or granolas. Ideally, maybe you're making your own or you're buying companies that are very clean. You can do smoothie bowls with some of that granola on top, or some people like to do little nut butters on there. You could do like nut and date bites or bars with like nut and seeds. You can do and eggs and dairy are the thing, like especially eggs, I would say, maybe once in a while, not daily, maybe once a week at the most. Especially if you're dealing with anything, you could ask yourself, like, how do you feel since doing the cleanse without having it? And when you bring them back in, I would just be mindful of how you feel, notice how it feels in your body. And some people do better with having it like really just once in a blue moon. Some people can handle it more at dinner time, where, like I said, I know we can handle heavier meals. So maybe you're not having eggs anymore for breakfast, but you're bringing like little omelets or frittatas at night, or you're using it in recipes at dinner time. But even that, I would say sometimes. Um, so that's like kind of the breakfast thing. Of course, you might have like other things that are not listed there. Uh, Sausage, bacon, I don't know, like other things that people eat for breakfast. Um, we are humans, so there's space for enjoying our life. Of course, like depending on where you are in your journey, enjoyment will look different for different people. But just like try to keep these little habits that you created during the cleanse as much as possible. And then say like 80% of the time I'm doing that, and then 20% of the time I'm living my life, I'm enjoying life. But when you're enjoying your life, Be mindful how you feel and really ask yourself, is this worth it? Sometimes it'll be a hell yes. And sometimes it's going to be, you know what, I'm just eating it out of habit. Uh, can I maybe flood it with even more living fruits and vegetables and just have less of it? So that's another little technique you can do. So when it comes to like a second breakfast, you could do like a fruits or smoothies in the morning. If you're into doing juices, you could do juice, fruits, smoothies, or any time of day you can add those things in. And then you can have like a second breakfast if you feel like you want that warmth or you want something different. And those would be like cleaner options. And then when it comes to your lunch and your dinner, I would say as we move forward, really simple. Can you just start to remind yourself to have raw with whatever you're eating? Now, depending on what level you were at, so let's say you were doing level one, or two, maybe you were doing no animal at lunchtime, maybe you can keep that in. Maybe you can wait till dinner or have it just once a day. Just easier in the digestive system. Doesn't mean that you could never have it, but I always suggest if you're going to have animal products to wait till the evening, especially most of us, that's when we're cooking for a family, we're going out to eat. We want more options when maybe during the day we don't care that much. So I would keep it more plant focused during the day, and no matter what you're going to eat, so even if you're going to have the leftover chicken from the night before, or maybe you're going out to eat, can you just have raw with whatever else you're eating just to support you? And dinner time, I would say if you could structure your day from light to dense, dinner being like the more indulgent meal of the day. This is where I tell people, have your nice big salads, cut up veggies, but this is where you'll have other cooked vegetables, play with legumes like chickpeas or white beans, black beans, lentils, play with gluten-free grains like quinoa, millet. You can bring in like corn on the cob, squashes, all those like cooked veggies, grilled veggies. Then you can do also any good quality meat. So, organic, free range, as clean as possible, chicken and fish, wild. And then maybe some pastas, gluten-free pastas. So like even like sometimes when we have pasta at home, like I've tried all the gluten-free ones. I feel better in my body when I have gluten-free, but it doesn't really taste. I like no matter how good someone tells me this brand is, just it doesn't taste exactly like regular pasta. So you can play around with it. Maybe you don't care and you're like the gluten-free, I feel so much better. I enjoy it amazing. Then I would say go with that. But if you're like, I don't love it, then maybe just don't have it as often. And when you do, you have like the best you like. So there's a few things in your life you'll have to say, like, it's totally not worth to have like the more unhealthy version. I don't really care. I just put tomato sauce on anything and I'm enjoying it. Maybe that's your route. And maybe you're like, oh, this is something I really care about. So when I do eat it, it's going to be the best quality I could afford and I can find, but I'm not going to have it all the time. But when I do, I'm going to enjoy it. And then again, my rule of thumb is no matter what you're eating, just add some raw to that to help your body digest. So if you could just do those habits moving forward. So when it comes to dairy, it comes to eggs, gluten, pork or like the fattier meats, cheeses and things like that. To me, I call those desserts. So it's not something that you're doing 3 times a day or daily. It's you're doing it less often. Like you wouldn't have dessert at every meal. Maybe you do, but maybe we're gonna try to be mindful of that. But you're like your treats more. So we're not restricting. We don't want to feel like we're on a diet all the time. But you see for yourself, like don't trust me, feel me. So you do it in your own body and you see for yourself. And maybe you're someone who feels like really good and you have a little bit of gluten, it doesn't bother you. Maybe you're someone you're like, I put it in and I feel terrible, so bloated. So then that's where you'll have to like listen to your body. And then you choose what are the things that I want to keep because they really bring me joy, and what are the things that, what, I'm eating just because they're there. I don't love them. It's not worth it. I don't feel my best. So that's for you to decide. And like, so maybe after the cleanse, like I said, my real goal for you is that there's a shift. So let's say you were eating a certain way. Even if there's one or two new things you do differently, you're eating more fruits in the morning, you're drinking your lemon water, you're doing more raw fruits and vegetables, you realize, man, I could do a bit more. Maybe I don't need to eat that much fat during the day. I kind of feel good. I feel light. So maybe you can bring some of these things in. Maybe you added juicing or making some green smoothies. if you could have like a few habits that carry you over and you're like, this can be part of who I am, doesn't have to be the whole thing, just a few things. That to me, that was like, whoa, that was really successful because that's what matters. It's what you do daily, not what you do sometimes. And then you keep doing this, and then your chemistry is going to change because it changed now for 10 days, but can you do it even longer? And your chemistry is going to change more. The more the body's going to say, okay, I can see where we're going with this. And you're going to keep changing. And then you're going to be a new person in a few months, like in 3 months. Usually, I would say you can see that. So, even in those small habits, if you can carry some with you for a good 3, 4 months, your chemistry will change and you will change, and what you like will change. So, if you'll look back in 3 months of what you were eating right before the cleanse, and you'll be like, oh my God, that was like a lot heavier than how I eat now. Or, you know what, God, I eat a lot more vegetables now, a lot more fruits, or I just eat less, or I don't know, whatever it is for you, you'll start to see. And that's our goal. And then you do another cleanse or you come back to the information, it's always yours. And you could maybe, in a few months, in a year, you can go back and say, like, oh, maybe I want to dive in a little bit deeper. I'm feeling good. But you'll get that calling. You'll say, okay, this is part of my life. Or maybe you're following me on social media. Maybe we work together. Maybe we do another cleanse together. Whatever it is, or you hear somebody, you're going to say, oh, yeah, Vanessa talked about that. Maybe I could bring that in. It'll seem more doable and more that it's can be added into your life easily. So in the beginning, like years ago when I started on this journey, I would hear like my teacher speaking and she would say like she never eats bread, for example. And I'd be like, oh my God, how does she never eat bread? Like, how do I have a salad without having bread or something more like hearty, Even though I was like eating healthy, I felt like I needed bread. And I said, oh, like I'll never be like that. And she just said, yeah, when I was younger, I cared. Now I don't care. And I was like, oh, I'll never be like that. And you know what? Like it's almost 20 years later that I'm on this journey, but now like I'm pretty much like that too. Like I like bread like everyone else. Sometimes I add it to my dinners because I don't really know what to make. So it's easy to make a solid avocado toast or something like that. Or sometimes it's just fun and it's there. But for the most part, like I don't need it anymore. But if I would have told myself when I started that, it would have been really hard. So it gradually just happened. And the more I made things, small changes that seemed doable for me, I was able to keep, the more my chemistry changed and the more when I would reevaluate things, the more new things started seeming doable and I was just slowly shifting. So unless you're on a timeline, like you're very ill and you need to get better fast, most people need to change slowly. And so my hope for you is that you got a few new habits that you can implement in your life, and that you can carry them with you moving forward. And try not to make it this too hard on yourself afterwards. Like, do what you can. If you feel inspired, of course, keep going, keep eating healthy. But let's say you have an event or there's things that you miss and you want to add a few things back in, step back and see, like, okay, like, how can I add this in so I enjoy them? It doesn't feel too restrictive, but I'm also feeling good. And then, like, wake up the next day and try to come back into, the way you're eating. Like, so if I go out to eat with friends and I have drinks and I eat things that are not healthy, I'm not like feeling bad the next day and like saying like, oh, I'm gonna start my diet again on Monday. No, I just wake up, have my lemon water, go on with my day. And it's because it's who I am. And that's my hope for you, is that it's it's just who you are. So we want to make small, doable changes consistently for a while and then step back and see how can I move forward. Okay, so I do offer one-on-one coaching. I do cleanses for sure. I'm trying to do them at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. I have online programs. I'm going to be doing more group coaching. So if you want more like help, just let me know. We could always work more together. But the cleanse is yours to keep. You have the PDF. You can print it even if you want. You saved it, I hope. And you could always come back and just like look at the levels and maybe like, okay, a cleanse is level 3. You're not always going to do level 3, but maybe you could see like 1 and 2. You're like, okay, I feel good. It's been a few months. I'm able to do this. Can I go back and see like, oh, maybe there's something I can play with. Maybe I eat a lot more salt. Maybe I can do more smoothies during the day. So naturally, I don't eat that much salt anymore because it's just easy not to put salt in a smoothie, or oil or fat. Like, so. Let me find other things that I find are fun. So, okay, hopefully you enjoyed the cleanse. Let me know, please, how you feel. I would love it, love it, love it if you could give me any testimonials. So if you can share your experiences, I could share with other people. As a super big thank you, if if you could write a testimonial for me, I'll offer you a free 15-minute one-on-one consultation. We can hop on a call and we can just talk. If you need more than 15 minutes, no stress. We can go up to half an hour. So just the testimonials really help to inspire other people to do it. So I would love to hear your experience. If there's something you didn't like about it, if you have any suggestions of how I can make this better for the next time, I'd love to hear them. I'm open to any suggestion. If you didn't enjoy the experience, please let me know. I can support you. Maybe you didn't get the support you needed. So whatever it is, don't be shy. You can let me know. And if you have any questions, I am here. The chat, I will keep everything open for a while, at least for a good month. I'm putting my course here now, so I have my online course. So eventually it'll be a hub for people to just be in the community. But for now, I'm not touching anything. I'll give you a heads up if I take it out or rearrange things. So it's yours if you need to ask me questions for the rest of the month. So that's it. I hope you have a rest of an amazing week. Tomorrow's the last day. You can do this and let me know. I'm here to answer your questions. Have a great day.